Hello everyone! So today's video is a best of beauty 2015. I obviously haven't filmed one of these for a year. I know that everyone's going to say this, so I'm not going to babble on about it too much, but where has 2015 gone? Like, where has it gone? It was such an amazing year. So what I wanted to do with this video is I wanted to just go through and tell you guys the products that I have gone back to time and time again. I'm going to run through this in kind of the way that I would run through doing my makeup. So I'm going to start with face, then I'm going to go on to eyes, then I'm going to finish with lips. And I'm just basically going to tell you guys the products that I have been going back to all of the time, the ones that I have repurchased, and just my absolute loves of 2015. So I'm literally going to work it kind of how I would going through my face. So I want to quickly touch on primer. Now there are two primers that I want to quickly talk about. The first is the Benefit Professional. I ran out of my full size one, so I've only got this guy left, but you guys know what Benefit Professional looks like. I like using this straight after I have moisturised. This is the very first kind of makeup product that I will put on my face, and this just kind of fills in all of the pores and makes everything a much smoother canvas to apply the rest of your face onto. He's a safe bet and that my makeup is going to go on very smoothly on top. Actual makeup face primers, I want to mention the Illamasqua Radiance Veil Illuminating Primer. So I've got quite dry skin, so especially in the cooler temperatures I definitely feel the moisturiser leaving my skin, and the Radiance Veil Primer gives you a little bit of extra glow to your face. It also helps your makeup last longer, but the main thing that I notice with this is that it does give me a nice glow. It doesn't make me look dewy or oily, it just gives me a nice sort of glow from within my foundation. So I always apply this first after my professional. Moving on to concealers, there is one that goes without saying that I have to mention to you guys, and it's the Lasting Perfection from Collection Concealer. It looks like this. It's so unbelievably cheap. I think it's £4, or it used to be £3 and then it went up to £4, but it's so good. This gives me such great coverage. I also get it in the shade 1 Fair, and I use it as a highlighting concealer as well, but it gives you such good coverage over any redness, any spots, any blemishes, everything. This is just such good concealer and it's such a bargain price. So there are so many pros to this and I don't really see any cons. The next is by Jelly Pong Pong, and it's this undetectable concealer. This is in the shade Alabaster, and I love this concealer for highlighting. So I apply this after I have done my foundation. I will do this in the triangle under my eyes, centre of my chin, nose and forehead, and it brightens up my face and gives it such a nice highlight. It's very pigmented, very creamy but quite thick, so it is going to give you good coverage, which is what I like under my eyes because I do get some dark circles under there. So I love using this. There are 3 foundations that I want to mention: my day foundation, my full coverage foundation, and my event night out glam foundation. So the first is the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. If you are a long-time subscriber of mine, you will know that I have used this for absolutely years. I used this in my top 2 most watched videos, and I always get comments saying that my skin looks amazing with it, and it's because of this. I use this foundation as my everyday foundation, but it still gives you such a good coverage, but it's very skin-like. I alternate between the shade 52 Vanilla and 53 Beige. I use 53 when I'm a bit more tanned in the summer, and then 52 kind of year-round when I'm looking like this kind of shade. I just don't know any other drugstore high street foundation that is as good as this. I always come back to this guy. I have tried to find another really good daytime foundation and I've just not found anything that works quite as well with me as this. I just love it so much. So my full coverage foundation, which I'm sure you guys can guess, is my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. This is my favourite full coverage, or one of my 2 favourite full coverage foundations I have ever used. This makes your face look so airbrushed. I bought this for the first time July of 2014 when I was living in America, and I've got mine in the shade 2C1 Pure Beige, and it just looks amazing, especially if you use it with a beauty blender type sponge. I don't know how it does it, but it just makes your face look so flawless, so airbrushed. It's just brilliant, and it's really, really full coverage as well, which is what I like. If I'm going to do glam makeup, then I'm going to have full coverage foundation, and this is so perfect for it. And lastly, I want to mention, again, if you guys watch my videos regularly, you'll know about this. This is the Mayron Celebre HD Pro Foundation. It looks like this. It comes in just a little pot like this. This is the foundation used by Kylie Jenner's makeup artist on her. So when they have all those photos taken with the flash on, this is the foundation that they have used. £9 from Amazon. I have mine in the shade Eurasia Fair. It's so cheap, and it's actually theatre makeup, so it's very, very, very full coverage. But for all the events and nights out and glam things that I do, I always use this because when I have my photo taken with the flash, the Estee Lauder doesn't look amazing, but this just looks phenomenal. This makes your face look airbrushed in those photos. It looks phenomenal, but it is very thick, so do bear that in mind. But it's so cheap. I mean, it's £8 or £9 on Amazon, depending on who you buy it from. But it's so cheap, it's definitely worth a try, and I do have a full review, first impression, etc. video on it, which I will link for you guys. I still get a lot of questions about this, but I'm still so in love with it. You will be happy to know. I want to quickly talk about contouring. I have two that I want to mention. We have got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit and Cream Contour Kit. I am a convert to Anastasia Beverly Hills after I tried these. I got the contour kit, I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I did a first impression on it, and then I got this a little bit more recently. I got this at the beginning of this year, and they are phenomenal. They are so smooth, they blend out so beautifully, and they're just brilliant. And they have interchangeable pans, so that if you kind of use one up, you don't have to buy the whole thing again. You can just take one out and buy a new pan, which I think is a brilliant idea, because a lot of contour kits don't do that and you have to buy the whole contour kit. But with this, you can just replace whichever one. And as you can see, I am loving banana in both of these because I've hit pan on both. Ever since I discovered cream contouring, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit has been my go-to on all of my nights out and events I go to. I will always cream contour with that and blend out with this, and it looks phenomenal. It just looks so good, and it photographs so beautifully as well. One more bronzer to mention. I want to mention Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This has just been such a staple in so many of my makeup looks this year. I always go back to it. I'm wearing it today. It's so beautiful. You can use it to contour with, but you can also use it just to bronze up like I've done today. Today's the first day for quite a while that I've not done any contouring or anything crazy. I've literally just buffed a little bit of this on the face to warm it up, and it just is so beautiful. It doesn't get muddy, but it's the right amount of warmth to warm the face up, but it's the right amount of cool to kind of be able to contour with if you need to. And I want to quickly mention my amazing sidekick, my Mary Lou Manizer highlighter. I have had this for several years. This was probably one of the first makeup products that I bought when I kind of really started to get into makeup and really started to understand it. And I remember I bought this from Beauty Bay, I think, and I was so excited to receive it, and I have used it ever since, and it's lasted me such a long time. We have had a death in the family, which I don't really want to talk about because it's a sad moment, but it's just such a brilliant highlighter. I'm wearing it today. You can bathe in it like I have done, and it's so beautiful. It's just such a wonderful highlighter, and I love it so much. And I also want to mention, I can't find him right now, but I want to mention Fix Plus. I have been converted to Fix Plus this year. I used to be obsessed with my Urban Decay setting spray, and I still love that guy, but I have been converted to MAC Fix Plus. I used it a few years ago, but I didn't really think that it did much for me. But then I purchased him again at the beginning of the year, and ever since I don't like not finishing my makeup with Fix Plus. Although saying that, I can't actually find him today. I think I think he's lost somewhere in my unpacking from uni, but yeah, wanted to give a quick shout out to Fix Plus. Moving on to eyes. The first thing I want to mention is, of course, my beloved Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. This is in Original. This is just the best eyeshadow primer I have ever used. I don't use anything but this now. It just works so well for me. They allow me to blend my eyeshadows out so beautifully, and it stays in place all day, all night, or the next day if you want it to. It stays on for such a long time, and it just helps with the blending process, and everything goes on so much more smoothly when I use my eyeshadow primer. Moving on to eyeshadows, I have found a love for foiled eyeshadows. So I really do like the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. There are so many different eyeshadows that I've used this year, so I really can't narrow it down. But the one thing I wanted to mention is the palette that I use in so many of my looks, and you guys are already going to know what it is. My Morph shadows in the palette 35N looks like this. They sent this to me literally 3 years ago, before Jacqueline Hill had made them famous, before all of that happened. They sent this to me. You can look back on my Instagram literally 2.5 years ago and you'll see my post about them sending me this. They sent this to me, and they also sent these to me as well. I don't tend to use these. I mean, I will use these occasionally in coloured looks, but you know me and my warm tone neutrals, they are just my guys, and this palette is it just fits every one of my needs. I want to show you guys the specific one colour though. This colour, this warm maroony brown colour, I use it so much. These shadows are so pigmented, so creamy, amazing. If you guys have used Morph brushes, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but these are the shizzle. They are amazing. So I had to just give this a quick shout out because I use it in so many of my looks. I thought it would be a bit rude not to talk about this guy because I love him so much. I've also bought Morph brushes palettes for my friends as birthday presents. I think we can get them, do we get them on Beauty Bay now? I'm not sure. I think so. Anyway, I love Morph brushes. Haven't been paid to say that, wasn't paid to do any of this, but I love them so much, so I wanted to give them a shout out. The next thing that I want to mention is an eyeliner. This is by NYX and it's the Curve liner. I got this at BeautyCon, so it was a good 7 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, and this has been my go-to liner for an everyday wing. Every day when I just do a kind of basic little wing, I will use this guy. He's pretty much still working. I think he is starting to run out, but he is so easy to use. I think that the look of this put quite a lot of people off from buying it, but I actually love it. It's literally like a pen. It works so well. And again, because it's NYX, it's drugstore high street price, so it's really cheap, and it gives you such a really pigmented black line. It doesn't go all streaky or anything. It's just a great liner. A couple of eyelash brands I just want to quickly talk about. House of Lashes. I am obsessed with them. I have so many of their lashes. I've got boxes of them that I've ordered. I haven't been sent any, I've not been lucky enough to be sent any, but I purchased so many of them because I know that Desi Perkins uses them. She loves Iconic and Noir Fairy, so I love Iconic and Noir Fairy. I absolutely love Iconic though, it's such an interesting style. And then I also am obsessed with Noir Fairy Black, which look like that. The only qualm I have about these is that they do have a quite thick lash band, and I am a contact lens wearer and my eyes tend to get quite irritated by thick lash bands, and then my eyes tend to run, which isn't great. But I still wear them so much just because I love them, and I just kind of deal with the occasional watery eye and just kind of deal with it. But I love these guys, so I wanted to give a quick mention to them. I also, it's got to be said, Ardell Wispies and Demi Wispies, they've been a go-to constantly this year. I have run out of them, sad face, so I don't have any packets left to show you guys, but yes, Ardell are still one of my favourites. I also wanted to shout out Demure Lashes. They are amazing. The packages look like this for their mink lashes, and they open up like this. Today I am wearing Adore. I love Aubrey. Aubrey are my favourite lashes, that they're synthetic lashes that they do. And I also love Dangerous as well, and Risk Taker. They're just some of my favourite ones that they do. They are brilliant, they're such good quality, and they're very, very reasonably priced as well. And also I'm very good friends with Brunetti, the founder. She's amazing, she's such a wonderful person, and she's got a great business mind as well. And I just thought it'd be rude not to shout these guys out because I love these lashes. I want to talk about brows very quickly. There's only really one product that I want to mention. Dum da da dum! This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I love this so much. I have gone through so many tubes of this. It's such a great, it's such a great brow pencil. It gives you such a precise line, but I also do love carving out my brows as well. But it's just so brilliant. I use it in the shade medium brown. I've used it in the shade medium brown for years, literally a year and a half I've been using this for, and I haven't found anything that is as good as it. And I constantly go back to this guy, even after I try new brow products, I always come back to this guy because he just saves me, he's brilliant. Moving on to lips. There are a few that I have been constantly going back to. Firstly, L'Oreal Fairest Nude. Looks like this. This does not exist in England. Why, L'Oreal? Why? I got this when I was in America. I went through so many tubes of it because it's such a beautiful, your lips but better, perfect pink nude colour. It's just so flattering, but it doesn't exist in England. Why? So annoying. So next time I go to America, I'm gonna need to stock up big time on this. Lip pencils, Jordana lip pencils. To all my England babies, I'm so sorry, but these don't exist in England either. These are, unfortunately, again, only in America. But they're so cheap. I think they're $1.99 or $1, or maybe they're literally just $1. The shade Tawny is my favourite to pair with any type of lip, unless I'm doing a red lip or a bold lip. Every shade of pink or nude I will use Tawny. I've bought so many of these when I went to America. I use them so much. The next kind of bunch of lip products are NYX lip products. NYX are so good value. I discovered NYX again when I was in America and I haven't looked back since. I have gone through, okay, so my all-time favourite nude, pinky nude lip gloss is NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee, which is this. I'm not joking when I say I've been through 7 or 8 of these in less than a year and a half. It was a year and a half since I went to America, yeah. So a year and a half I've been through these. That I love them so much. They're so perfect. They're also, the butter glosses in general, I have another one here, they are not sticky, which for a lip gloss I find quite hard to find. They're not sticky at all, and they're very, very pigmented as well, so you can even, like this one, Devil's Food Cake, I will wear this on its own quite a lot, because it is pigmented, so it does give you a nice tint if you want it. But they're such good lip glosses, and again, I think they're so great because they're such a bargain. I also want to mention their butter lipsticks. I have so many shades of this, but this is just the one that I'm wearing today. This is in Hot Tamale, or Hot Tamal. I just realised I haven't mentioned mascara. There are 2 mascaras that I want to quickly touch on. The first you will most probably know, my L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. I have been a lover of the telescopic carbon black for many years now. Some people hate it because it does have a thin rubber wand, but I personally think that works really well for my lashes. I really like what it does, and it's a great drugstore mascara. But the second one is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Now, when I first got this, I hated it. I'm not even joking. I did not like it at all. I think what I just needed to do was kind of let it not dry out, but let it kind of work with itself a little bit. I was persistent with it and tried it a few more times, and then I really began to love it. It also works really well for my bottom lashes. It just looks really good with them. So 2 mascaras, 1 drugstore, 1 high-end. So yeah, these are both my favourites of this year. And going back to what I was saying about the Butter Gloss lipsticks, again, these are so great. I have a peachy nude one, which I don't remember the name of it, and then I also have a bright pink one, but this is in Hot Tamale, like I said, and it's the one that I really like it. It's a very corally orange red, or I guess it's more of an orange colour. I just think that it looks really nice, but the butter lipsticks in general are great. They're really pigmented, they stay on for quite a long time, and I just really like them. I also really like the Makeup Revolution Iconic Pro lipsticks as well. I have a couple of these. These are very good also. Moving on to liquid lipsticks. This year was definitely a year that I got into kind of understanding or enjoying liquid lips and matte lips. So there's 3 that I want to mention. The first 2 are from Kat Von D, and they are the Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks. These are in the shade Bauhaus 5 or Bauhaus 5 and Lolita. These are the best liquid lipsticks I have ever used. They last for such a long time. Very pigmented. They don't get like crispy or like particly or fall off. They stay exactly where you put them basically, and I would often go for nights out in America, and then I would get back in after having many drinks, and these were still very much on my face. So they don't budge anywhere, no matter what you're eating or drinking, they will stay. And the second one is from Gerard Cosmetics, and it is in the shade Serenity. This is the one that Manny MUA created. This is a really lovely daytime pink shade, and again it stays on for a really long time, and it's just very flattering. It's kind of like a dusty rose type colour, and it's just very nice. And the thing that I love about these ones is that they feel very lightweight on your lips. A lot of the time with matte lips or liquid lipsticks, they feel very heavy, like they're really just stuck on and sticking to your lips, but this feels really light, which I really appreciate. I'm trying to work out whether I have missed anything off here. We've talked about lips, we've talked about face, we've talked about eyes, we've talked about brows. I think that's actually everything to mention, really. I think that is everything that I want to mention. This was my pick of 2015 beauty. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I would love to know some of your favourite products from this year, and I will definitely try them out. If there's anything that you think I would like or I should try out, please let me know down below and I'll definitely get my hands on it if I can. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can find me on all my social media links in the description. I don't think there's anything else I have to say, so thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!